Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Dee and this is Dee's Bookish Musings, where I'm sharing my love for reading at my own pace. So it is the last week of Black History Month and I wanted to come back as promised to give some book recommendations that are a little bit more on the lighter side of things, okay? Now some of these books, probably all of these books I have talked about and loved them, and I hope you will too. So this stack of books include one classic thriller, a memoir, and also a sci-fi novel. So this first book is by Octavia Butler. It's called Wild Seed. This is the first book in the Patternist series. I have to say that I am not like a sci-fi reader. However, this was my first experience reading sci-fi. I don't really even like sci-fi movies. That's never been my thing. I was really stepping out of my comfort zone when I picked this up. I was just intrigued by Octavia Butler's work. Since I had read Kindred, I wanted to try some of her other things. This one did not disappoint. Now, I did hesitate for a brief moment doing this video and adding this particular book to the recommendations, because this is, I would say it's not, if you've not read a sci-fi, it can be a little overwhelming, okay? But just hold on, okay? Hold on, read slowly. This is one, especially if you have not read any sci-fi before, just take your time with it to digest everything she is trying to put down, because it can be a little overwhelming if you're not used to reading sci-fi. So this one follows Doro and Anyanwu. Doro is a body snatcher and Anyanwu is a shapeshifter. They're both immortals. So Doro has this program where his goal is to breed supernatural beings. When one day he encounters or he sees something different about Anyanwu, and her gift is, like I said, she's a shapeshifter. She's able to shift herself into like a dog, a cat, a wild animal to survive. So he preys on Anyanwu, or he manipulates, I would say, Anyanwu to join him in his breeding program. So the goal is to spread his empire, to create supernatural human beings that will bow at his every whim. They're supernatural, so if anything ever happened to one of the people in his village or his empire, Anyanwu can come in and heal with her healing powers. They are both immortals. They do have a love-hate relationship. Like I said, this one can have some dark, or does have some dark themes in it as well, but it's very gripping, it's very edge of your seat, it's suspenseful, and it will definitely keep you reading. It may get you in the sci-fi genre. So because of reading this book, it has kept me like on the edge of me wanting to read more sci-fi, even though I have not, but it definitely have kept me intrigued enough to want to continue the series. I have read 3 books in the series. I still need to read 4 and 5. Hopefully I can read one of those books this year, and then maybe the 5th one the next year. I don't know. But if you have not read anything by Octavia Butler, I would say first try to read her memoir so you can get a sense of who she is, why she writes the way she writes. This is her memoir right here, Positive Obsessions. I don't remember who wrote it, but it just came out, and I do plan on reading it before going further with any of her books beyond this series. So I would recommend this book, but just be cautious. Take your time with it. You might want to start with something else. I would recommend the first book maybe being Kindred, which is also kind of like a sci-fi in the fact that it has time jumping back and forward type theme to it. It's still kind of like dark though, because it does have a slavery theme. If that's your thing, start with that one. But if you want to get out of your comfort zone, try this book. Just remember, it is part of a series, but you can stop after this one. Octavia Butler, Wild Seed. I think I gave this one a 4-star. It was a pretty good read for me, being new to sci-fi. All right, so the next book is by Audre Lorde, and it is The Cancer Journals. So I wanted to read this book because of the personal connection I have with the topic matter or subject matter. In this one, Audre gives us, it's a journal of her account of when she was going through breast cancer. So Audre Lorde is a prolific feminist, Black feminist. I think she wrote this book in the 80s. And this one is not going to be for everyone, but if you have a connection with the subject matter for yourself or maybe for a loved one, maybe pick this one up because she does give her opinion about her journey through cancer and how the industry tries to bandage women's pain by covering up with cosmetic surgery. So it was a different take for me. I never thought about it in that way, but I can definitely see how that is true. Having a personal, testimony or story of my own, because it goes beyond, surgeries and things like that. It's definitely a journey of healing, and having surgery is not going to solve the issue at its core. So she questions the rules of conformity in women's bodies, and just being told what a woman should do based on societal standards. So I would definitely suggest this. Again, if you are someone who has a personal connection with the subject matter, who are just curious and intrigued about her stance on it. Not everything I agreed with Audre Lorde in this book, but I definitely can appreciate everyone's personal experience. I have read one other book by her, Zamie, and I have to be honest with you, I probably had a closed mind about that. It was a memoir based on some things that went on in the story or whatever. Looking back at it, I probably did not give that book a fair chance because I was, honestly, to be perfectly honest, very narrow, had a narrow view of some of the things that she was talking about in the story. Even though that was her personal story, I still have to respect that that is her story. And so, yeah, anyway, I just wanted to mention that. I mean, this is what reading does, right? You're supposed to reflect on what you read, open your eyes to other people's lives and things like that, and not be so daggone narrow-minded. Anyway, so I would definitely recommend this for certain people. Okay, so the next one is going to be a thriller. This one is Razor Blade Tears by S.A. Cosby. S.A. Cosby I got into on last year. This is my second book of his. I rated this one a 4.5. This one is about Buddy Lee and Ike. They are fathers of two sons who were married and murdered when they go to avenge their son's death. Okay, and so this book I found very gripping. I love the subject matter. I love that S.A. Cosby plotted this book out. It definitely, you read like a movie script. I could definitely see this playing out in the movies. Definitely, I think there is an adaptation. I can't wait to watch it when it comes out. But the journey of them finding the killers were very climactic. It was very shocking. Like I said, very tension. It was tension filled. The writing was good. I definitely have to say the writing was good on this one. Definitely recommend Razor Blade Tears by S.A. Cosby. Okay, so the next one is going to be a short story collection, The Matter is Life by J. California Cooper. I have talked about this one before, so this one is not, a new one. If you've been watching my channel, I read this last year, and I love this one, y'all. I love J. California Cooper. Haven't read many of her books. I think this is only the third book that I've read by her, but she gives you stories about African American life, but they're short stories. They're not necessarily gloomy, but they're gloomy in a funny type of way, the way she presents them. The stories about African Americans and their quest to seek happiness out of life, whatever that means for them, and the ups and downs and the consequences of their actions, told in a very third person view, someone looking from the outside telling the story. Funny, shocking, eye-opening, real down home type storytelling. Definitely would recommend this for if you like short stories. Even if you don't, I think you will still like this book because this one is just absolutely a gem. I enjoyed this one. Okay, so the next book is going to be a memoir, and you have seen this one on my channel before. This one is Jennifer Lewis, the mother of Black Hollywood. Excuse this, yeah, I got a stain on it, but I read this one in, I think, 2024, after this one sitting on my shelf for probably over 5-6 years. Finally got to it, and Miss Jennifer is all that she appears to be on TV. This one is brutally honest. She's honest about her life, is very raw about some of the things that she went through that were a little heavy. So trigger warnings for child abuse, drug abuse. Definitely could see Miss Jennifer being someone I could talk to, okay? Someone who's going to be real with you about relationships, just about life in general. I really did enjoy this one. She did not hold back in this book. This one was a 5-star memoir for me. So if you haven't considered reading her memoir, please read it. It's definitely wonderful to read as well as to listen to on audio. I think I read this one. I read this one in tandem, audio and with my eyes. So that's it for this video. Happy Black History Month again. I hope you guys enjoyed reading all of the Black books. And remember that Black History Month is every single month, okay? Black history is American history. And so you should be reading it all year long, not just during Black History Month. Don't let this month be the only month to read Black books, because again, Black people have contributed a lot to society, a lot to this world, and we deserve to be celebrated as authors, as human beings, and tell our stories as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.